Hello, friends and neighbors, and welcome to another edition of Can You Spare 2 Minutes with God? Today, we're in the New Testament in the book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 29. It reads, Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, We ought to obey God rather than men. If we're not careful, we'll see the word ought and think it's just a suggestion or something that's optional. We might say, I ought to clean my room. I ought to wash my car. I ought to call that person back. These may be things that we should do, but there's no real penalty if we don't. But if we look at the word ought in Acts chapter 5, that is not what it means. It comes to us by way of the Greek word die, which means it is necessary, there is need of, it behooves, is right and proper. Necessity established by the counsel and decree of God. So in reality, the apostles are saying we must, it is necessary that we obey God rather than men. What that means is if man tells us to do one thing and God tells us to do another, we stick with God. If man says this is wrong and God says this is right, we believe God. God's law supersedes the law of men, and while following or breaking man's law will only affect you on earth, following or breaking God's law will follow us into the next life. It is necessary because Jesus, who is God, is the judge and not man. So if we want the judgment to go well with us, it is necessary that we obey him and no one else. Thank you and have a great day.